What's going on, guys? Crypto Renegade here again with another video for you. And in today's video, we are going to talk about my top 3 altcoins of 2020. Now, I know that 2020 is coming near an end and it's been quite an eventful year to say the least, but there are 3 main projects that I've been secretly accumulating. Some are part of the new DeFi movement, some are not, but I wanted to do a quick video and just show you the top altcoins and reasons behind my pick of what I think is going to be the future of crypto in the new DeFi movement, in the new space with decentralized finance and beyond. So go ahead and stay tuned for this. You're not going to want to miss it. So I want to jump right into this and not waste any time here. I'm going to give you my top 3 altcoins of 2020 that I'm going to be accumulating through the rest of the year and probably beyond. And then I'm going to give you a runner-up of something I'm also accumulating that didn't quite make the top 3, but is definitely on my short list and something that I actually have been accumulating just a little bit less than the ones that I'm about to go over. So we're going to go ahead and start off here with number 3. Obviously work our way up to number 1, so make sure you stay to the end and check it out. Number 1 here is called Ocean Protocol. Now, if you haven't been following the DeFi movement as of late, basically what this is here is built on the Web3 platform. Now, just a quick overview if you're unfamiliar with what Web3 is. Basically, Web 3.0 is the new evolution of the internet. It's what comes next. So, for example, Web 2.0 is basically what all of our websites and what everything that we interact with now, Facebook, Google, any website where you can interact with other people by using forums, blogs, uploading photos, that kind of a thing. Basically, all the type of websites that we have now are built on a Web 2.0 platform. Web 3 is the next evolution of that, where you're going to have things that are going to be distributed via AI, things that are going to be listed on the blockchain. Everything's going to be a lot more decentralized. You're going to have a lot more powerful search, a lot more intelligence for marketing and things of that nature. So over the next decade, we're going to see everything sort of be migrating to Web 3.0. And the internet is going to be extremely powerful with these other components of now adding in AI, adding in data-driven information. Stuff's going to be recorded on the blockchain. You can recall data from other sources. Most people go to Google for everything they want to know now, but you're going to have multiple sources of decentralized applications and decentralized sources of trusted data where you're not going to have to rely on one single location. And that's, again, with the idea that it's not going to be censorship resistant, and you're going to have a lot more access to a lot more data that's verified and trusted. So now that I've laid the groundwork for that, a lot of my picks here are built on this new platform of Web3. Ocean Protocol here is basically an AI marketplace where you're going to be able to contact or basically retrieve data and distribute it to offline applications. So basically it says here, you can build powerful Web3 apps for the data economy. Ocean Protocol helps developers build marketplaces and other apps to privately and securely publish, exchange, and consume data. This is a way for people to verify information, make sure that they can exchange it offline or online, whatever you prefer to do. And a lot of people that are on private blockchains that are going to be using this for internal data are going to want to be able to verify it, and then they can use this network to securely transmit it with other trusted partners, supply chains, that kind of thing. So I think that this is building sort of a framework. This is building a infrastructure, if you will, of how Web3 is going to be built. Right now, if we take a quick look at the price, as you can see, it's under the ticker name Ocean. It's actually fairly cheap right now, only 34 cents. So this is something that I've been accumulating since below 10 cents. Again, this is just something that I believe in for the future of using AI and Web3 and implementing those new features that we're going to be using for the future. So this is my 3rd pick, Ocean Protocol. Next up here is Kusama. So what is Kusama? Now, just to give you a little preface, Kusama is basically a glorified test net. This is what everyone is going to be using for the new Polkadot platform. So if you haven't heard of Polkadot, this is co-founded and designed by Gavin Wood, who is the CTO and co-founder of Ethereum. This is a brand new interoperable network that basically allows anyone that wants to start building Web3 applications and start preparing for it, this is a very valid and scalable network, and basically it's just a test net. Anyone that wants to launch on Polkadot, which is sort of the network of the future, side by side with Ethereum, they're going to start on Kusama. And Kusama is under the ticker name KSM. As of this shooting, it is trading at about $38.31. Not bad. I started accumulating this at around $10 once I did some research, so it's had some pretty decent gains. As you can see here on Messari, which is where I go for my trusted information on pricing and things of that nature now that CoinMarketCap's been acquired by Binance and is manipulated. Messari.io is what I've been using. But anyway, it basically recaps. It's an early, unaudited, and unrefined release of Polkadot. This is serving as the test net here. It says, Kusama is a scalable network of specialized blockchains built using Substrate and nearly the same code base as Polkadot. The network is an experimental development environment for teams who want to move fast and innovate on Kusama or prepare for deployment on Polkadot, aka a testnet. Kusama was also founded last year by Gavin Wood, who is the founder of Polkadot and the co-founder and former CTO of Ethereum. So anyone that ultimately wants to launch on this new network of the future of Web3, Kusama, and they want to basically launch everything on Polkadot, which is the main net or the primary network that everyone's going to be using for interoperability on blockchains, they're going to start here with Kusama. So this allows you to test, run different variations, different scenarios, and this is the last stop for testing before you roll it out to the main net or you get approved to go on Polkadot. So this is an approved test net or sandbox environment that everyone's going to be using and utilizing before they actually go onto Polkadot. So that brings us to our number one pick of 2020, and this is Polkadot itself. This is a network that's been in development for several years now. Again, this is built by Gavin Wood, who worked at Vitalik on launching Ethereum. Why is this network so big? Why is it such a big deal in the DeFi space? Basically, this is going to be the new network for scalability and Web3. Ethereum is a network that people used to use for their ICO launches and for their STO launches. It's still going to be a very valid network into the future. But Polkadot is where you're basically going to be able to communicate and scale interoperability on blockchains. This is basically the internet of blockchains so that you can search for information very easily and you don't have to go to each individual blockchain to gather data. Everything's going to be consolidated and verified so that you can easily access data from all these different blockchains. This is going to be good for enterprise. This is going to be good for large corporations into the future for when they want to have different applications and different services and products on multiple blockchains. They can basically use Polkadot here as the network to do that. It does allow you as I was mentioning, cross-blockchain transfers of any data or asset, not just tokens. So it's information as well as interoperability for token transfers, things like that. This is basically built as a layering solution to scale Ethereum. It'll ultimately be its own individual network, but this was created due to the bottlenecks and due to the issues that Ethereum was having with scaling and bringing on large corporations and large industries into the blockchain scene. This is basically a new network to solve the problems. I wouldn't necessarily call it a layer 2. It's basically a parachain, which allows you to communicate with multiple blockchains at once, and it basically just consolidates and validates data at a much quicker location. Everything is still decentralized. It's just easier to manage and verify data through this trusted network. Again, it goes into forkless and future-proof, security for everyone, and a user-driven network governance. So basically, this is, in my opinion, this is going to be the network of the future. It's already in the top 10 market cap of coins. It actually, as soon as it was released, it jumped to number 5. I think it's number 6 or 7 right now. Let's take a quick look at Polkadot, ticker symbol DOT. And right now it's at about $5.02. And on the overall market cap here, it looks like right now it's number 6. Somehow BNB is made number 5, but Polkadot here is in the top 10. And in my opinion, it is here to stay. How do I find these? I do a lot of research on different projects and things that I'm interested in. As Ethereum moves to 2.0, which, as if you're unfamiliar, 2.0 of Ethereum is moving everything from a proof of work algorithm to a proof of stake, which in my opinion is the future of crypto and blockchains, just because a lot of the newer projects, about 90% of the newer projects that are being developed, not only just in the DeFi space, but in general, are utilizing proof of stake algorithm versus the proof of work. This is built on staking and incentives on validating the network. I think that, don't get me wrong, proof of work is here to stay. It's going to stay on Bitcoin. That's never going to change. A lot of these newer networks that want to be part of the decentralized finance movement, or finance 2.0 as I call it, this is the mechanism and this is the algorithm that's going to be used. So Polkadot is making a splash. I can't wait to see where it goes into 2021 and 2022. But this is basically the new Ethereum, in my opinion, in terms of network scalability. This is going to solve a lot of the problems that Ethereum initially had with scaling and gas fees being high and so on and so forth. So this is just the next evolution of blockchain technology, and allowing people and new industries and Fortune 500 companies and things like that to really scale and utilize the next future of finance, which is really, really cool in my opinion. Before I wrap it up here, polkaproject.com, if you go to this website here, you can take a look at everything that's in development on the Polkadot network, things that are going to be rolling out. A lot of new and very interesting products and projects. Kusama, I already mentioned. Energy Web Foundation is something that I'm going to be looking at in the future. Chainlink, Edgeware. There's a lot of new, and Ocean, of course, that I already went over. A lot of these projects are going to be very fundamental to the infrastructure and the development of the Polkadot network that's it's really just at its infancy. It's really, really small. These are the projects that have already jumped on board and are going to be scaling it out. They're going to be basically laying the groundwork and the foundation for what this network ultimately is going to be. So if you want to keep an eye on what new projects are coming out and what's probably going to be expanding in the near future, polkaproject.com is where I find a lot of my information. Before I wrap this up, I want to give a shout out to a runner-up that didn't quite make the top 3, but is something that's going to be very, very big in the crypto space here, and that is called iExec, and it's the ticker symbol RLC. This is decentralized cloud computing. This is the future of like AWS on Amazon and a lot of these cloud servers and cloud infrastructures in centralized companies. They're already partnered with some really big name people. Uniswap. It also has partnerships with IBM. It also has partnerships with Intel. So it's basically going to be this is going to be sort of a bridge, in my opinion, from these centralized cloud computing companies like Amazon and Microsoft and things of that nature. And this is going to be sort of the bridge to move everything into a decentralized location onto the blockchain. It already has a lot of partnerships, Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, so it has a lot of credibility, and they're making a lot of great strides. So this is something that I've accumulated as well. Price on this one right now is about $1.11 per token right now, and this is going to be a utility token. So a quick recap of everything that I'm looking at for 2020 that I've been looking at quietly. Tezos is something that I still heavily believe in and I still have, but as I move on and start to look at the future of Web3 and what blockchain technology is going to be in the next 5 to 10 years out, these are the projects that I think are laying the foundation and the groundwork. So I'll be keeping an eye out and do some update videos on some other projects that I'm looking at shortly, but just wanted to give you a recap of what I'm looking at right now. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns on these coins or on these picks, go ahead and leave them down below in the comments. I will answer it for you. Also, let me know if there's any projects in the DeFi space or otherwise that you're looking at that I didn't mention here that I maybe should be looking at. I would appreciate that as well. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Here I primarily talk about protecting your private keys and ways to efficiently use crypto securely, storage, spending, that kind of a thing. But also I'm very involved in the space and very interested in what the future is going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here. Crypto Renegade out.